How y'all doing? We are live. It is Monday, March 27th, 2023 AD. Last few days of Women's History Month. Well, actually, this whole week is still it. I think April Fool's Day is this Saturday. It's 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Daylight Time here in Los Angeles. And let me just double check this. Nice. Let's hear some wisdom from a fellow white woman.
White folks, you gotta change. Because within 30 years, you will be a numerical minority in the United States of America. And you had better pray to whoever you pray for, that people of color are not going to get even with us and treat us the way we have treated them. If you can't think of any other reason for treating people like equal human beings, think of that one. Because what you do today is creating the future. I don't think you want the kind of future that you have provided for people in the present.
Whoa.
I may be mistaken.
About to make Nick cuss over here. We're trying to connect Rumble over here, guys. I'm live on Odyssey, Twitter, YouTube, DLive, Facebook, Twitch. But Rumble is unable to connect right at this moment. Darn. But gonna have a fun loosey-goosey Monday show for you guys. That was Jane Elliott, former guest of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. White folks, within 30 years, you will be that might have been old, because she is probably older than that, and she's wearing this goofy, funny font, cute quote of herself with her name on it. Almost like Hake. In the United States of America, you will be a minority, you white folks. You had better pray that people of color are not going to get even with us. Audience applause. This was shared on Twitter by Frank Descushin, S-C-U-S-H-I-N, Frank Descushin. You had better pray that people of color, and she capitalizes it, anti-white, are not going to get even with us. Not exactly the best sales pitch, says Frank Descushin, to get white folks to want more diversity. Oh, he found it. What does that say? God created... What does that say?
God created one race, the human race, in all caps. Human beings created racism. Jane Elliott.
That's deep, Jane Elliott, with your white baggy sweatshirt. Not. She got the chicken song. When I was producer of the Jesse Lee Peterson show, we invited her on. Because I saw old clips of her on Oprah Winfrey, discriminated against people. What a mess. But looks like South Africa is looting. Looks like blacks are treating whites worse than blacks were treated. They're in their imaginations. That's what I'm thinking. There's all kinds of stuff going on. French protests, Israel protests. ESPN, by the way, doesn't cherish you ladies. I'm going to get to that. And shout out to the Jews. Kanye West loves the Jews again. Nice. Per his IG post. He posted on IG, his sole post. Or at least he loves Jonah Hill, who is an actor. I don't find him very funny, but maybe he is. Maybe I just don't have that type of sense of humor. And black ladies don't like mama forcing them to have good sportsmanship. I don't have the video for this one where you may have heard about it from William from California called into my show talking about this black lady, and I may be using the term loosely, who assaulted a opposing teammate on the floor when they're supposed to be doing the high fives, all lining up and doing high fives. You know, they make kids do it. They make grown adults do it in college, apparently. But this one woman wasn't having it. Memphis player charged with assault, according to TMZ. Hat tip to Big Bump for the tip on that. All that and your calls if you would like to call in. But anyway, guys, let's get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how are you guys doing? I'm fine, but I'm a little distracted and a little perturbed, which is a woman's word for angry, right? Because my Rumble is not going, and I'm gonna see if I can force it to go. Over here, a little distracted. I am wearing my Bond T-shirt that Hassan made. Now I think I could handle it. I can handle it myself. But thank you for the offer, Nico. I am wearing my Bond T-shirt, and if I turn around, you'll see Bond with a nice family in the back. Yes, families come to Bond. Family-friendly Bond. It's church, and it's a nonprofit organization. Check it out. J.C. Lee Peterson specifically. Very cool. Very nice. And I'm not sure what it says. Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Very cool. So here, let me see if I can get the Rumble stream going. Oh. Edit settings. Hang on, guys. Pardon me while I have this strange interlude. This is important. We don't like to leave out the Rumble people. Okay. All right. I'll even share the link for you guys. Okay? Okay, I think it's ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. Turn it on. Come on. Sending data, sending data. So I had set it up perfectly as far as I know. And then we're off. I think we're streaming. Nice. Terrible. Okay, so I'll share the link, I guess, to my chat. What? It's not going. Yes. Now it is. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm not sorry, but forgive me. I find it regrettable that it didn't go. I have some exciting music that I'm going to be playing for you guys. So you heard the Jane Elliott flashback. Phony Jane Elliott. Silly woman. Silly woman. A fellow white. Oh, I have the tweet. I have a tweet about Jane Elliott tweets. Somebody tagged JLP on it. The JLP exposed her. What does this guy say? Jane Elliott. She's Jewish, according to Scott Ivins, NFT. Fellow white folks. The way we treated them. You didn't treat them very well, Jane Elliott. The rest of us, we treated blacks fine. She's all, you better hope that blacks don't treat us, want to get even, get even. And they're encouraging them to think like that, by the way. And I don't think she prays to the same God as most of us. Actually, Satan is her daddy. And in the current year, her 2023, her God might have the most influence in Western society, to be honest, fam. She's insane, and JLP Talk demonstrated how crazy she is. Yeah, that's true. And when she said about the black folks, oh, imagine the POCs getting even with JLP. With JLP, distracted. Getting even with the whites. That's encouraging them to be bitter and angry. There is a black lady with wild hair in the scene. I think I took a screenshot of it, but I don't know if I put it in the folder. She was like nodding along. Oh, let me drag it into the folder right now. It's called Screenshot. 2023, blah, 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 blah. If you can refresh the folder there. This lady in the middle of this talk, and I don't know what this was, when it was, or where it was, but She got nice New Balance shoes on. Jane Elliott does. She has nice New Balance shoes. This black lady is like sitting there nodding her head. She's like nodding her head. Not like nodding her head, literally nodding her head. White/gray-haired, afroed black lady, and I may be using the term loosely. Talk about kiss-up culture. This meddling woman, by the way, I will remind you, Jane Elliott, she was a teacher of like second or third or fourth graders, children, around the time that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, and she was outraged that Martin Luther King, whom she loved, because she's a communist like him and an atheist like him. I don't know. I don't know if MLK was a communist or atheist, but according to research by Chad O. Jackson, he had become more of like a social gospel, which is not the gospel. It is social justice warrior madness. This lady started brainwashing the children, the students, about racism being this horrible thing. And some of them liked her. Some of them actually liked her. I wonder if I would have liked Jane Elliott as a teacher. She seems strict. And I liked some of the strict teachers. I had a certain respect for them. And she's like forceful and pushy, like a Jewish lady. Oftentimes Jewish people are forceful, pushy, friendly with those with whom they're friendly. Tar Baby Yoda is trying to get me to say mildly attractive. I'm not even going to talk about that. Everybody wants... Anyway, it has nothing to do with Jane Elliott. You know who else seems like a... cool teacher? Elizabeth Warren. I saw this headline. Elizabeth Warren looks like she's like a cool professor gal. Because she literally was a professor at one point. And you could just picture like the liberal college students liking her. There she is, acting all tough. I have this headline from Fox News, from over the weekend. I guess this came out. I don't know. I got this push notification from Fox News. Yeah, I have Fox News push notifications, just like I have Commie Nonsense ones. But I pay more attention to the Commie Nonsense ones. Elizabeth Warren announces her 2024 intentions. Ugh. I mean, I don't even know if I agree with teachers, females being professors, college professors. But I definitely don't agree with, especially ladies like this, becoming the president of the United States? What a joke. How do you fall from Trump to that? I don't think that's going to happen, though. I do not think it's going to happen. People don't really like her or respect her that much. She's kind of nasty. Sometimes she's friendly and smart. I think she might even be a normal white, other than the fact that she's liberal. Elizabeth Warren, early life check time. 73 years old, by the way. Educated in Rutgers. Born and raised in Oklahoma, and yet she's off the deep end socialist communist. Fourth child of Pauline Louise, born Reed, and Donald Jones Herring. So how does she have... Oh, Elizabeth Ann Herring. So she got married to a Warren then, right? A homemaker and a U.S. Army flight instructor during World War II. Evangelical branch of the Protestant Methodist Church. Ragged edge of the middle class, she's claimed that she grew up in. Hanging on by the edges of our fingernails. Like you knew what was going on as a little girl. You're a silly girl, Elizabeth Warren. 3 older brothers, raised Methodist. Well, I think Hillary Clinton was Methodist. So she worked for IBM, which is kind of like Microsoft, right? Same thing? No? Maybe not. Then she moved to New Jersey. They moved to New Jersey. Rutgers, she became a JD, Juris Doctorate. So she became a lawyer/liar. Oh, hey, she had 2 kids by the time she was done with college. Or at least she was pregnant with their second kid. An ambitious woman. Hi, honey. You want a beer? Remember when she announced that she was running for president? I'm spitting. She announced that she was running for president by going on like Periscope or IG Live, Instagram Live, and she walked into her fancy-dancy kitchen, all nice and cute and homely. And then her husband's like, no, thanks. I don't want a beer. You have fun. And walks out. How embarrassing. High cheekbones is spoiler alert. Oh, yeah, she's Pocahontas. I almost forgot. Like Hake, she thinks that she remembers that her parents told her, one of them, mother maybe, my father told me, I think, that she's part American Indian. Nice. Hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I am part American Indian, I think. Maybe. Oh, do you guys want to see her having the beer? Okay, here it is from Nick, courtesy of Nick's stream.
There we go. I'm glad for everybody who's joining this video. It's great to hear from you. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna get me a beer.
Is there a baby sleeping in the other room? Why is she talking all soft? New Year's Eve. She announced she was running for president.
Hey, Robert, my husband Bruce is now in here. You want a beer?
No, I'll pass on the beer for now.
You sure? Come over and say hello.
Yes.
So, this is my sweetie.
Hello.
Oh, God.
He's the best. And I'm crazy. I love you too. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
I'm glad you're here.
Enjoy your beer.
Enjoy your beer.
So, who have we got here so far? That I can see. Gabmar, good to see you. Hello. Happy New Year to you.
Anyway, isn't that cute? Lisa says, chug it, Pocahontas. Never. Is it ladylike to be drinking a beer on a mildly attractive, says Willie Powell. Totally natural, says Kevin Howe. Flag hiding again. Make up your dang mind, says Flash Habit. Yeah, I am hiding the rebel flag. But I do still have it. So cute, I could barf. Don't say the B word. Throw up. John Frederick says, don't pat my rear woman. Nah, she slapped him on the back, on the upper back. She got drunk and felt like leading a country. Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen my parents drink. Except for like maybe a little bit of champagne, but most of the time those were just Martinelli's sparkling apple cider with no alcohol in them at like weddings. And maybe that was overboard. I don't necessarily think so. I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't know that anybody in my family drank, except like I had an aunt and uncle whose dogs were named Brandy and Sherry. But I didn't pick up on that. I just thought those were cute dog names. But nobody drank in front of us. And they didn't drink in front of people because, they knew some people who had like problems with alcohol, so-called ism. Not that they used that word, but they would get drunk. People would get drunk a lot and they didn't want to be a temptation to other people. So is it irresponsible to be sipping a beer? Maybe it's not bad. It's probably not bad. It's kind of harmless compared to stuff nowadays. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Alcohol is lame, way worse than the pot, says Brian Denham. No, it's apples and oranges. They're both bad. I say they're both bad. Beer gives you estrogen, Hank. Yeah, I've heard that, especially the IPAs, which are so popular, even though they're gross, I hear. But anyway. So that's a little Pocahontas for you. She's trying to run for president again. Makes me laugh almost as much as seeing the Indian people running for office as Republicans. Republicans. And I like that guy, the guy with the big forehead and the big hair, that young guy. I like him. He says nice things, you know, but it just seems off. I get that he's a successful CEO type of guy. Based Vivek Ramaswamy. Thank you, Nick. Ramaswamy. It's funny that I can remember Ramaswamy, but I have to see the Vivek first. There's another Vivek who's worse than this Vivek. Vivek Murthy. He was Obama's Surgeon General. And I think Biden put him back up there too. It's terrible. Anyway, Vivek Ramaswamy is running for office. Probably just getting his name out there, you know? Because I can't imagine that he thinks people are going to vote for him, right? And then Nikki Haley, probably just trying to get her name out there, because I can't imagine, unless the devil possesses their mind so much that they think, I could win president. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Let me get to some super chats, guys. On Buy Me a Coffee, hat tip to Nightwave Radio.com/The Hake Report, based America First, bought 2 coffees and states, quote, today during Women's History Month, we celebrate Ada, A-D-A, Lovelace, heralded as the first computer programmer who implemented a theoretical method to calculate Bernoulli numbers, Bernouulli, using Charles Babbage's analytical engine. However, this implies that Babbage, who conceived, designed, and traveled the world lecturing about and began building the analytical engine, did not know its purpose. Historians have since discovered documents written by Babbage that contain the Bernoulli numbers program and predate Lovelace's presence by at least 6 years. When questioned about the discovery, historians disagreed that Lovelace was regarded as the first computer programmer simply because society wanted it to be a woman. And even though Ada Lovelace didn't do the thing that she is credited to doing, it in no way diminishes her contributions as Charles Babbage's secretary. Nice. Thank you, Based America First. Interesting, funny super chat. Willie Powell over there on streamlabs.com/The Hake Report states, maybe we should learn from squirrels. They don't care if the earth is flat or round. They just live. Praying hands or thank you hands and squirrel. By the way, thank you, Willie Powell. Did you catch Hake's, which Latina in California said was boring? The beach stream? I went to the beach stream and I'm like, clearly a ball is what the earth is. I went to Santa Monica Saturday afternoon. Santa Monica. And we checked out, there was a lot of squirrels out. They were fighting amongst one another. Crazy. Fighting like well, I won't say. Fighting like the blacks. But no, not fighting like the blacks because they lived. The squirrels were living. So check that out if you like. I like to stream it out on Saturday evenings. Pre-recorded, obviously. And by the way, Donald over there on the Facebook crew says, alcohol will let you do things you wouldn't normally do. Yeah. I think that it brings out the demons even more, opens you up to demons. You talk to yourself more, you cuss more, say the N-word more. No, I disavow. And all kinds of mess. I think that JLP is right and Big Bump is right. Possessed. Everybody's possessed. Big Bump said that when he was guest hosting the Hake Report one time when Hake was out all those months. Remember that? Anyway, DJ On Paw with a diamond says, Santa Monica smells bad. I don't notice. My nose is plugged up a little. I don't mind. I think it's nice. Hake is being deceived by his fisheye lenses. Let me get to a call or two, guys. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. I'm going to get to more stuff. I have to get to the riots and looting and mess. But Gary in Boston, Massachusetts, a first-time caller. How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing good.
Nice. What good are you doing, if you don't mind my asking?
Smoking some good weed, doing some good business. I'm a big fan of JLP and the crew over there. Just wanted to say shout out to y'all, and I want to see y'all back on YouTube ASAP so that everybody and their mama can get back on it.
Right on, man. That's cool. Well, good luck with your business. Appreciate the well wishes, and I do join you in the prayers for JLP to return to YouTube to spread the word more. Very nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Is it GARY?
It's GARRY.
Okay. Nice, man. Appreciate that.
Amazing.
All right. Take care. I disavow weed smoking. As Mark from Mark from San Diego, I can't get my sand places right. I can't keep my sand cities in California straight. Keep it in the closet. Keep it in the closet. That way it doesn't become like a point of pride and like pride in degeneracy. I was listening to Nick's stream a little bit yesterday. He did a special stream, the Anchor Baby. And Nick says pot is psychotomimetic. Mimics the symptoms of psychosis. Oh, really? Want to elaborate there, Nicolas?
Yeah, that was the general view of things like LSD and things like that. And also, to a lesser degree, but still, pot was seen as a psychotomimetic in the medical community, okay? Meaning it mimics the symptoms of psychosis, delusions, dreamlike state, way happy, way sad, etc. So that's just an interesting thing that people went away from.
So when you're high, you're insane.
Yeah, and I think anybody who's honest who has smoked pot will understand what I'm saying.
Interesting. You were talking about anyway, maybe I shouldn't get into this. He was talking about all kinds of different things going on in the drug world.
From a Christian perspective, but it is an adult topic.
Yeah, and you were talking about, because I've heard like Destiny and these other people talk about so-called ego death.
Yeah.
Ego death. What do you think they mean? What I didn't catch. What was the gist of what you were saying?
You know, because there's people, I was basically talking about how there's this kind of mentality behind some of these, what do they call them? Psychedelics. That it could help you have some insight about yourself.
Like ayahuasca.
Some
of the mushrooms.
LSD, mushrooms. And there's even evidence that says, because there was this like study on like drinkers, alcoholics, who like half of them in this study group stopped drinking after using these psychedelics.
Yeah.
But when I looked into it, a lot of these people, they say they find this everlasting feeling of peace within, blah, blah, blah. And it reminded me of just people turning to a salvation, like a Bible thumper or something.
They replaced it with. Did they continue using the psychedelics?
In some cases they did. In some cases they didn't.
Okay.
But I just thought it was an interesting connection, because they would say that you need to find a greater power than yourself. That's the only way out of it, right? But they would choose. The greater power would be this drug or Alcoholics Anonymous or.
Right.
And so I concluded that it was maybe you go through something and it lets you see something, but I think it's a Faustian bargain, I called it. The negatives will outweigh the positives from this so-called ego death through a drug.
Yeah. It's like a shortcut type of a thing.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, look, you get to see your ego, but I don't think you really know what you're doing to yourself.
Yeah. Huh.
The tax is greater than the gain you get from this so-called ego insight through the drug, in my opinion.
Who came up with Alcoholics Anonymous? People have said that it was Christians, but it's turned more and more and more and more secular, at least secular friendly. It talks about like God, higher power, God as you understand him type stuff.
That is interesting. I might have to look into that.
Yeah. I wonder if they were normal Christians. Seems sort of, I don't know, subversive. But, you know, everybody's trying to make life work some way. They're legitimately really trying to make life work. And they find, you know, different ways, different tactics that may help on some symptom level, right? Anyway, thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. Let's talk about the riots and mess going on around the world. Looks like South Africa's looting. This is from Marcel __, maybe a third underscore, Z-A. Imagine trying to convince this lot, and it's these people who are looting, right, to vote for the DA/Action SA, South Africa, I guess, citing your good governance and clean audits, upside down smiley face. And he shares a video tweeted originally by Citrus Ramaphosa, which is a mocking, I guess, Cyrus Ramaphosa, who's like supposed to be running the show in South Africa, running it into the ground. And he calls it Ramadan food hampers. And I don't know what hampers means. I'm not sure what hampers means. I think of hamper as being like, it holds dirty diapers or dirty laundry, right? Hamper, laundry hamper. But I don't know what this is. Ramadan. Are there Muslims in South Africa? I suppose there might be. What's the predominant religion? Is it atheist communist? Black atheist communist? Anyway, here's the video. Check this out. I think clip 13, if I'm not mistaken. Here it is. Look at all that. Crowds. Of course, it's... Hopefully there's no cussing. Look at them. Cars are stopped. These people crowding the roads. And it looks like they're looting a semi. Are they looting a semi, a big old truck? This is why I'm concerned for you truckers a little bit. Watch out for looters. There's a lot of truckers who catch hake. Look, there's people running away with buckets of food, something. Oh, they're hungry. No, they're communists. No, I don't know what they are. Crazy, huh? What a mess. Terrible. Christian predominance, says Vut Zarko in YouTube. What's wrong with the blacks? Asks Bill Pasqualone. I'm pretty sure that was South Africa. By the context and just by the video, I'm thinking South Africa. Just by the video itself. That's where whites used to be running the show. And then blacks who didn't even belong there, they belonged there less than the whites. The whites belonged there. They founded the place, they found it, they founded it, and they built it. And then there were some black natives that they would run into here and there. They would make deals. Sometimes they would conquer, I guess. I would assume, maybe. And then these other blacks from outside came in and acted like they belong there. Dumb. And stupid. Sorry, kids, parents, adults. The silly mainstream media meddling mamas, globo homo. Did they have globo homo back then? We're like, oh, you guys have apartheid. You can't have apartheid. That's not human rights. You can't keep blacks out of this beach. You have to let blacks invade this beach. You can't have segregation. Poor Boers. Boers. And so now the blacks are doing worse to the whites than was done to them. And nothing was done to them so much. Nothing was done to most of them directly even. You know, speaking of like that Jane Elliott clip, Jane Elliott's like, whites, you better pray to whatever God you pray to and for, that the blacks don't try to get even. And you have callers like my, one of my fans, John from Kentucky John, who's a black Hebrew Israelite type of a guy, says, you're going to be enslaved. You're going to be oppressed like you oppressed us. First of all, whites didn't do anything to you. You never had it so good as in America. And you don't even know what happened. You're in your imagination as to how bad it was. Oh, we lost our last names. We lost our culture. We lost our thing. And so you're going to assume based on like the Bible context that you're a black Hebrew Israelite. What a joke. What a mess. That's oppression. We were forced to have the white man's last name. And all the generations before you, they didn't mind it. They didn't change their names. There's been many generations. Blacks have generations pretty quickly because they have babies early for the most part, right? They didn't change their last names. All of a sudden you think you're so smart. I don't like my last name. I don't like my last name. I don't even think my last name's supposed to be Hake. According to my mother, she told me a story one time that the Hake was a great-grandfather's last name. But they kept the name. The sons kept that name for whatever reason. Well, I want to change it back to something else? Ridiculous. All caught up with the physical world. People are saying I'm oversimplifying the South Africa thing. I don't think so. How so? Hake is already enslaved by JLP. Yeah, I know. I'm an indoor slave. Did Hake ever get rid of his beard lice? No, because I never had any that I know of. More riots. Let's talk about more riots. Yeah, so people are in their imagination about how bad it was. They're all puffed up in outrage over what they imagine happened to other people, what they read about and imagine happened to other people as though it happened to them. Silly. French protests, these things are not legitimate in my opinion. In my opinion, I think it's evil versus evil because Macron's no angel. This is from Chuck Calesto. I think I have the clip for this too. Clip 14, yeah. Chuck Calesto shared it from Dana916, who's maybe a woman, all excited about this. Unconfirmed reports indicate more than 3.5 million people have taken to the streets in France. If it's that many, it's not a legitimate protest. It's not a good one. It's not for good reasons. Because the big crowds don't come for good stuff, right? Not in France, not in America, not around the world. I already know. Police officers are overwhelmed and can be seen retreating and removing injured. And tell me if this is a girl police officer, a woman police officer, or is it just a guy who's skinny and couldn't take it and got knocked out? This is a little bit violent, but not that bad. But this guy seems, his knees are buckled, or her knees are buckled. They're riot police, so you can't tell. Watch this. Throwing stuff. Oh, look. See, that one has skinny legs. Buckled. Now they have to carry her. Or him. I think her. I'm thinking her. Or is that the Hake of the cops? Hake's kind of skinny right now. Is that a girl? This is the man's job dealing with the riots. Sorry if there was cussing. Pardon my French. I don't know French, so I didn't know enough to bleep any cuss words. It's terrible. Supposedly the reason for the riots in France, and what are the reason for the riots in South Africa? I don't know. I think they're incapable of running the country properly. So people are more desperate. And in addition to all that, they're encouraged to be angry, especially against the whites, and angry with one another. Murders through the roof. AIDS, I think, is still a problem in South Africa. I'm not sure. There's a lot of child-headed households, I've heard. And so I guess in times of economic mess, there are evil people who exploit it rather than the peaceful people. During the Great Depression in America, through which some of my grandparents lived, actually all four of them probably lived, they lived frugal lives, saved their stuff. They weren't pack rats. No, they weren't pack rats, but they saved their stuff. I don't think crime was out of control during the so-called Great Depression. Or was it? Maybe it was in some places. That's a female, Hake, says Lewin Graham. But with these less trustworthy cultures, less high trust cultures, less white cultures, they go out of control. And because they're already out of control. They didn't have their families. They're encouraged to be all angry and believe in racism. And in France, the supposed reason, the final straw, according to this Dana woman, 916, who seems a little overexcited about it, in my opinion. The final straw that resulted in intensifying the protests in France was the use of Section 49.3 by Macron, Emmanuel Macron, whom I like when he's around Trump. They get along. But I don't like him otherwise. He's a liberal. I like liberals. Calm down. But I don't support them. To enact the retirement legislation without approval of France's governing body. That's so that they raise the retirement age by 2 years across the course by 3 months per year until 2030, right? Something like that. Without the approval of France's governing body. 49.3, this is section. Best known provision, subsection 3, article 49.3, whatever. Get your information correct, lady. Allows, shame on me for reading her tweet. Allows the government to force passage of a bill without a vote unless the parliament votes a vote to censure motion of no confidence. Such a vote has little chance of passing since it may also entail the dissolution of the legislature pending new elections. The use of this section was viewed by French citizens as a power grab by Macron, probably true, and a total disregard of the will of the French people and the true rule of law within France. I know, but if they cared so much about rule of law, why are they breaking the law? If they cared about rule of law, why are they breaking the law? Throwing stuff at cops. Don't throw stuff at cops. I know that cops are like the strong arm of the government sometimes. But I think only evil is going to come from this, right? Didn't the French people behead relatively innocent people unjustly back in the day? I think they did. So I think it'll be, Macron's evil, but if they're successful in replacing him, which I don't see happening, he'll be replaced by somebody even worse. Evil versus evil. In Israel, they're protesting. Also, by the way. I mentioned this in Hake News. Sounds like a big, huge trade union behind the strikes. Well, not sounds like. Reportedly, that's what it is. What's this say? Mass protests underway in Israel after thousands of people took the streets Sunday in Tel Aviv, gay capital of the world. Tel Aviv, I think. I've heard. Never been. And Jerusalem. Whoa, Nix tells me that it's in the French anthem, The Killing of the Tyrants. Wow, so they're proud of their evil. Because, I don't know. And many are calling for the head cutting again, says Jacko Juhani. Whoa. Weren't there some unjust beheadings, I think? Anyway. Worsening political crisis for the country because Bibi Netanyahu. Hat tip to, I like Kanye and I like Bibi. I really like Benjamin Netanyahu compared to anybody else over there that I've seen. You know what I mean, Jellybean, as far as the leadership? He's back as prime minister, replacing that younger whippersnapper guy who seemed like a rhino. I know they don't have Republicans or rhinos over there, but, well, maybe they do. They visit. They all visit and kiss the wall, but I liked Trump still. The decision to he fired the defense minister, Yoav Gallant, after that defense minister spoke out against the government's controversial, which probably, anytime the mainstream media says controversial, I kind of read that as somewhat reasonable, inching towards the reasonable route. Because when they say controversial plan to not teach the radical homosexual agenda to third grade and under. Oh, that's so controversial, meaning halfway reasonable, or 1/3 of the, inching towards reason, in the right direction at least, right? That doesn't go near far enough. You need to read up on your history, Hake. Sounding real ignorant right now. Yeah, true, Matsy. Very true. But hopefully you can glean, I don't know, whatever. Glean some wisdom. I don't know. Wisdom? Is that the right word? They're overhauling the country's judicial system. Well, I don't have any clue what's going on in Israel or what the justice system is over there. But I know that it's a bunch of liberals running the show in Israel. They're all gay friendly. You know what I mean? And Benjamin Netanyahu would probably be the equivalent of a total rhino in America. Maybe. But he seems like a manly rhino. You know what I mean? He's like sensible. He liked Trump. He didn't like Obama. And that's about all I know about him. And they wanted to get rid of him. And there are people worse than him. So, one of my friends told me Netanyahu's behind 9/11. And then I asked him about that later. He's like, well, I don't know. He seemed surprised that I remembered him saying that. He seemed like not even to remember having said that. He probably said it in a fit of rage. Because some of my friends are Jew blamers, let's call them. And so he was just mad. And he blamed Netanyahu for 9/11. Maybe, who knows? I did Google search the dancing Israelis after the Groypers griped that TPUSA thing. Oh, I heard Israelis dance really well, so I searched it. And I found this old Fox News video report of some Israelis doing that after, 9/11. 3 of them. And so, like, there's no actual footage of it. But I'm sure some evil people in Israel were happy about that. And maybe even supporting that. Who knows? But anyway. There's evil people in every country. And most of the time, they run the show in each country. Israel's largest trade union federation called a general strike today to stop this judicial revolution, this craziness. So you want to push a protests? I wonder how if there were riots. Strikes. They're doing strikes following months of protests over the planned judicial overhaul, which opponents say threatens the foundations of Israeli democracy. Democracy is a stupid word because it's not even real. That means mob rule. Hake is not known for his accuracy. Yeah, true. Although I try to be honest when I don't know the whole story, right? You can't say that I'm anyway, misleading, I guess. Putting out fake news, full-blown fake news. So it's a bunch of dumb stuff. So I say, shout out to the Jews, don't you? Kanye West loves the Jews. I have the tweet, and well, it's not a tweet. His IG post. Is he banned on Twitter still? Yeah, Elon Musk. I forget what happened. Kanye West loves the Jews. Or this fat Jewish guy who lost weight, I think. He doesn't look the same. Did he do it through natural exercise or by unnatural means. But per his IG post, he IG posted Instagram 2 days ago. What was it, Friday night or Saturday evening? Saturday some point. Watching Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again, he posted. And he has the poster. It stopped me because I saw this poster, 21 Jump Street. It used to be a TV show back in the 80s when I was like in kindergarten, maybe a little bit later. Is that the one that has that guy who's Edward Scissorhands in it? Did 21 Jump Street have Edward Scissorhands as the TV show?
I'm trying to think of that guy's name. Why is it blanking?
Pirates of the Caribbean guy.
Jeez.
Something about a book and journalist. Anyway.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it was Johnny Depp in the original 21 Jump Street. Or am I thinking some other show?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. And it was like more of a serious show, like a drama. But they turned these dumb liberals who run Hollywood, unchristian people, turned it into a joke movie. And it has Channing Tatum guy, who's sort of an action star type of guy. And it has Jonah Hill, who's sort of goofy, fat. I guess he's Jewish. I don't guess. I'm quite sure. Jonah. The Lord wants you to go to the land of Jericho. But he didn't want to do it, so he fled, and then there was crazy storms, and he's like, throw me overboard, it's because of me. They threw him overboard, and the seas calmed. The boat people were happy. And the whale, or the big fish, swallowed up Jonah for 3 days and 3 nights, and then spit him onto the shore, and then he went to Nineveh willingly. But Jonah Hill is not that Jonah. He's supposed to be funny, I guess. I don't know. Is Jonah Hill funny? Is Jonah Hill funny? Nick is like, yeah, either way. Sometimes, maybe. And I never saw 21 Jump Street, nor did I see 22 Jump Street. Nothing attracts me to this. Maybe it's funny. Maybe it is funny. Jonah Hill is not funny or cool. Well, Kanye West likes it, so maybe I'll be more open to watching it one day. Because Kanye West, doesn't he have a good taste in terms of making music, at least? His music is catchy. Kanye West continues. No one should take anger against one or two individuals and transform that into hatred towards millions of innocent people. Or 100 or 200 or 300 or millions. But anyway. No Christian can be labeled anti-Semite knowing Jesus is Jew, says Kanye. Thank you, Jonah Hill. I love you. And I saw that who's that guy, Bryson Gray? He's that Christian rapper. Christian, black, conservative rapper. He was on The Fallen State or the Jesse Lee Peterson show. He said, normally I don't like apologies, but this was funny. So good job, man. Right on. I think I saw that one lady who's out trying to be a working mom. Real Candace Owens. Thank you, Jonah Hill. Real is debatable. Thank you, Jonah Hill. Celebratory hands up. The funniest thing about this, says Jay Walker, is that he is being 100% genuine. I like reading the comments. History test to my grandchildren, 2073. Which of the following actors assisted in Kanye's breakthrough realization that we are all one? One in Satan. Tom Cruise, Jonah Hill, Adam Sandler, Will Smith. Says Natalie Friedman. Blue check on IG. Whoever that is. Funny. Cute. Somebody says, Ashley says, I only watched 21 Jump Street because Channing Tatum is in it. I guess he's a heartthrob for the ladies. And Ashley is a lady. Shout out to the ladies. He was funnier when he was fat, says Flat Sabbath. Or is it Fat Sabbath? Channing Tatum. What does turned out mean? What does turned out? I don't know if turned out by Hollywood. Okay, I disavow that statement. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. Hake lives in LA and he's still pale. Get a tan, Hake. What do you think I've been doing at the beach? I'm doing boring beach streams. Okay, so that's cute. Watching Jonah Hill and 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again. Kanye West, I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust your taste in movies. Ashley, do you recommend it? Language, Hake. By the way, Adam Sandler, speaking of Jewish people, whom I love, we all cherish the Jews. If we cherish anyone. Adam Sandler, good or evil? Tell me. My introduction to him was that Happy Gilmore movie, which I didn't see the whole thing, of which I did not see the whole thing. I was running cross country in Mammoth. It's this camp thing, and some college guys and gals were watching Happy Gilmore. So that was my introduction to Adam Sandler. And then that was before I even entered high school. And then maybe I was a sophomore. And then, DJ Onpaw told me what that means. But I don't want to believe you, man. I think that's more explicit. I think that's more explicit than what it meant. I thought that just turned him into a prostitute. That's all I thought that it meant. Turn him outside to go be a prostitute. I thought that's what it meant. I'll stick with that one. I'm traumatized. Jean-Paul? DJ On-Paul? Kids, parents, my bad. Sandler is anti-woke, says Bill Pasqualone. Yeah, that Hanukkah song. I've almost played it because some of my high school friends were like, oh, here's Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song. Hanukkah, Hanukkah. Get out your harmonica. It's time to celebrate Hanukkah. Nice. Very kind of a funny song. He won the Mark Twain Prize for something. Being funny. And being helpful. I heard that he's a helpful guy. He helps people out. That's nice. A lot of nice people are helpful people. So good job, Adam Sandler. Congratulations on your Mark Twain Prize. Mark Twain, how is there a Mark Twain Prize? Mark Twain, good or evil? Samuel Clemens, communist? Samuel Clemens is his real name, right? Or was his real name. He's dead now. Mark Twain was his pen name. He wrote Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. Why is there a comedy prize for him, named after him? Mark Twain Prize. Huckleberry Finn. I remember reading that. I liked that. I liked how they had like raggedy pants that were like torn. Nice. And I remember one of them, either Huckleberry Finn or Tom Sawyer, was able to hold his breath normally like a minute in the Mississippi River. But there was a steamboat or a paddle boat or whatever coming through. So he had to dive deep down, and he reckoned he held his breath 2 minutes. I was like, 2 minutes? Impressive. There are guys who can hold their breath long time. Some like Navy SEALs who tend to be rhinos, but Navy SEALs, they're tough though. I like how they're a little bit more down to earth, but then they turn into soft rhinos. But they can hold their breath a long time. So shout out to Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, and Adam Sandler. The price is wrong. he said in Happy Gilmore. So, last quick thing regarding Kanye, who loves the Jewish people again. He only has one post on his profile. He's so simple. He's such a, look at that. That's it. And look at him looking all black and dark, in the dark, in his profile picture. And you see it, and you see his eyes, but not his teeth. Wow. And by the way, little side note, Daily Rap Facts tweeted that Kanye West and Lil Wayne are the only two rappers that have charted a song every year for 20 years straight. Is that true? And I like those two guys, kind of. For what little I know of them, right? They look like they have no sense. But yet they just kind of pull it off somewhat. I don't know. Lil Wayne is that guy who said, don't come at me with this Black Lives Matter mess. What does that mean? I don't think racism exists. A white cop saved my life. The white cop said, save that baby. I think he shot himself or something when he was like 12 years old. And a white cop calling him a baby? Talk about a white cop from black culture. Only blacks call 12-year-olds babies. They look like Jesse Peterson, says HAMZA. Hey, HAMZA. They do not. They both look like, they both look exactly like, who's that guy that everybody looks like? Denzel Washington. Yeah, Lil Wayne has tattoos all over his face. He's probably the one who started it. Nah, he just made it more popular. Oh my goodness, we're past the top of the hour. I'm going to get to ESPN and the ladies, okay? And some other things. And get to your calls if you'd like to call in. But now it's time for some music. How about that? Mary Rice Hopkins, Music Mama at Forest Home in the 80s and perhaps 90s. This is a track entitled Two Steps Forward and One Step Back is not part of the title, but I want to say it. And I used to not understand what that meant. I'll tell you what it means after the break. Two Steps Forward by Mary Rice Hopkins. Enjoy. Ya musical Philistines, or you can press mute, or you can grin and bear it, or you can cover your ears. But I'll be right back for the rest of hour 2. Hang tight.
Back. 2 steps and 1 step back. Walking 2 steps. 1 step back. Walking 2 steps and 1 step back.
2 steps forward and 1 step back. Maybe small, but I can do that. Walking together on Jesus' path. Walking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Walking 2 steps and 1 step back.
2 steps forward and 1 step back. Maybe small, but I can do that. Walking together on Jesus' path. Walking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
2 steps and 1 step back.
Road is sometimes rocky, and it's a narrow way. The shepherd always leads us, so I will not stray. I'll be his sheep, and even when I'm weak, him I will obey. 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Maybe small, but I can do that. Walking together on Jesus' path. Walking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. 2 steps
I knew the hand signs for all these. So good.
Walking 2 steps and 1 step back.
The disciples followed Jesus.
It's not.
Walking 2 by 2.
Walking 2 by 2.
Some days might be tough, but in the end they knew. Like the lame man who was healed, they put on their dancing shoes. 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It may be small, but I can do that.
Nice.
Walking together on a Jesus path. Walking 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Nice.
2 steps forward and 1 step back.
White music.
Maybe small, but I can do that. Walking together on a Jesus path. Walking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
So good.
2 steps.
Play it louder, Hake. I need an exorcism.
Walking 2 steps. 1 step back. Walking 2 steps. And I can do that.
And I can do that. So why would you want to take a step back? I didn't understand it, but I think I understand it now. Like, you take 2 steps forward, and you take a step back and reflect. Maybe that's what they mean. Maybe, right? Because people are like, oh, 2 steps, it's always 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And I'm like, you mean you backslide or something? Nick always saw it as negative too. Terrible. But I think that that's what it means. Take a step back and whatever. Torture music. Show us, Hake. What, the hand signs? I got freckles on my nose and holes in my shoes, the wrong color clothes, and a missing tooth. But I'm no Superman. I'm just thanking the Lord for who I am. Thank you, God, for who I am. Don't got to be no Superman. I think that she corrected the grammar on it. Because now they say don't have to be a Superman. She corrected the grammar. But I think she used to make it all like, you know, musicians do double negatives and stuff like that. Don't got to be no Superman. Thank you, God, for who I am. All I want to be is your best friend. I never liked when the kids are like, your best friend. I didn't like that. Do the hand signs. Gang symbols. Okay, nice. Let me get to some more super chats, guys. And you can call in 1-888-775-3773. I won't keep you on hold forever, I promise. Well, no promises, but over on streamlabs.com/The Hake Report, loves soda, does not like juice, says Kanye likes soda and juice again. But you can still watch JLP on the Nick Fuentes-owned cozy.tv/JLP, although it is heavily infiltrated by feds. I mean, Baked Alaska. I disavow. I don't think that's fair. Chris with a super chat on streamlabs.com/The Hake Report. Hake, we hear your flat earth dog whistles loud and clear, brother. 07. My dog whistles might as well be a bullhorn. To me, it's plainly obvious that the flat horizon, flat and crisp and even, when I go to the beach, don't have my hand up too high. I look like Joel Friday. Joel Friday used to sometimes do that salute, Roman salute. It proves, I mean, it's just clearly, it's obvious globe to name the guy who named his username after my phrase. Obvious globe. Clearly a ball. But I was wondering what percentage of my audience are flat earthers? Is it 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, 50%, 99%? Baked is cool. He outed the Epps guy, remember? Says Star Baby Yoda. Yeah, Baked Alaska is a nice guy. I like him. For sure. But yeah, I think it's quite plainly a ball. But we appreciate you, flat earthers. We can disagree and still love one another, right? But it is kind of a warning. It is kind of a warning that you believe stuff without evidence or proof or reason to believe it. You know what I mean? You'll like, it's kind of a heads up, hey, these people are more prone to listen to and believe gossip and rumors and hearsay and jump to conclusions. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? What's up, Canadian David? Who says Nick's shirt is on fire. What shirt are you wearing, Nick? Let me bring Nick in over here briefly here. Oh, he has a Hawaiian shirt. Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's maybe proto-Hawaiian. It's more like easy living. What is that? Is that a...
Are those...
There's a tree on there. There's like a palm tree on there.
Okay. I was going to say, is that papaya?
There's like a what? Those palm leaves, palm tree. But then over here, it's like a house plant. So it's more like wallpaper. It's more like easy living wallpaper.
Right on.
Or something. Grandma's wallpaper.
Easy living is another word for Hawaiian, right?
Oh, true.
Maybe. Nick with the Colombian bricks.
No.
Oh, wait, I just about. Never read D Live chat out loud. DJ Onpa just violated my innocence by explaining what I had just said out loud. What it meant. But what's your take on Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill, like what?
Is he funny?
Oh, yeah. I remember him. Someone said he's funny when he's fatter.
Yeah.
I liked him in Superbad.
Okay.
I
might have seen that
recently.
recently.
He's like a fat, like, young, like they're like in school and they're like nerds, so they were like outcasts, but he's still trying to be cool. It was kind of funny.
Is that when they're high schoolers and then they try to make a party?
Yes.
Okay. I think I did eventually see that, just like last year, barely.
Oh, nice.
Under pressure with friends. Maybe 2 years ago.
But other than that, I've never found him too funny.
Okay.
Personally.
Nice. Did he save Kanye from
I don't know what that even means.
disliking the Jews?
He might have. If I'm trying to remember 21 Jump Street, I think he was more serious.
Was he really?
Like more serious, but still he's that
still
funny.
goofy and
Like,
funny. 'Cause he's
like the character is like trying to be serious,
right?
But everybody knows that you're a joke, kind of
right.
Thing.
Okay. I guess they go undercover at a high school prom, and their cover is blown, and they make a vulgar joke about. I don't want to say it. In the promo to the movie, I forget I didn't catch whether Ashley said it was good or not. Saying the only thing, never mind. I don't want to say it too much. Hake turns 40 and finally can see a rated R movie. Yeah, I'm excited. I might go watch John Wick Chapter 4. John Wick 4, which was made after Kyle John Wick Jack Bauer Rittenhouse did his show of restraint and controlled violence. He didn't even kill the black guy. He didn't even shoot the black guy. He shot a warning shot, basically, when a black guy tried to jump kick him. Kyle Jack Bauer John Wick Rittenhouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin during the Antifa Black Lives Matter riots. Antifa was attacking him. Some very unsavory characters were attacking him. And he killed some of them in self-defense and shot part of the arm loose of one guy who was also evil, trying to come at him with a pistol. So rest in peace to those guys. He put them down, and it was justified. And he didn't hurt anybody else he did not hurt any innocent bystanders. So good job to Kyle, John Wick, Jack Bauer, Rittenhouse. I appreciate you, and shout out to John Wick. Probably that guy's a liberal, knowing people. He's mixed. He's part Asian, the actor. Keanu Reeves. Did you know that? He's part Asian, part white, I think. But he's 58 years old, still active. I wonder if he has ever had a beta back. Shoot me, N-word guy. The original Rittenhouse, only obliged when forced to, because that guy was trying to get his gun or something. I don't know. He's lucky he didn't shoot the black, says Dasher Brett. Yeah. The black is lucky that he didn't get shot, really. That guy was like 40 or close to maybe 50 years old, out there thinking he's something. And I could understand the position of the Antifa people. You know, the Antifa supporters like Vosh and all them were like, I don't know if Vosh was like this, maybe. It was like, oh, they think that they thought that he was an active shooter, so they were trying to stop him. Well, that's what you get. You're just like a flat earther. You believe stuff without evidence. You don't do something willy-nilly, try to stop a guy who you don't know if he's an active shooter or not. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? You don't know that he's not innocent. You're just outraged at the sight of a gun, a free man carrying a gun in America. Keanu Reeves did hurt his back when they made a mistake. Oh, when they made The Matrix. Oh, when he stretched back like that and dodged that one bullet? Yeah. Vosh is ad hominem, Hake. No, it's not ad hominem. It's a parallel. Because the flat earthers believe stuff without seeing it. And despite seeing it. And then the people who believe that Kyle Rittenhouse was an active shooter and should be chased down and disarmed, they were believing stuff without knowing it. They were just following the crowd, right? And flat earthers are always following the crowd. Just kidding. To be fair, Hank, I don't believe it's flat or round, but neither do you. That's the point. Oh, I can plainly see that it's ball. It's a ball. It's obvious. Everything else is round, but all of a sudden you guys want the earth suddenly to just somehow be flat. What a mess. How did God make everything else round, but the earth flat? Psh, yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'm fighting with my chat over here. Shout out to the chat. I like challenging and being challenged by my audience. Very nice. So let's get to this. It's Women's History Month. That's why I play Mary Rice Hopkins, because she's a woman in my history. Well, she is now, because I wrote it down, right? She's the one who sang those songs. Well, ESPN, trash. Bunch of liberals. ESPN is the mainstream media for sports, so-called news. And you've learned that sports journalism is all a bunch of liberal propaganda. And sports is a place where people push their radical anti-American agenda, anti-white agenda. It's disgusting. And anti-men agenda. It's terrible. Here's this clip, I think. Yeah, I have the clip. And I censored it, guys. Are you proud of me? I censored it. Clip 12. Clay Travis tweeted this out. Holy crap. Just seeing this. At ESPN is celebrating Women's History Month. Lame, boring, stupid, silly, goofy, corny, cheesy. Cheesy is not a strong enough word for it. Stupid. By honoring so-called trans swimmer. Is his real name William? I want to go say his real name out of respect for myself and respect for him somewhat. Right? Can we respect Mr. Thomas? And this is via D. Hookstead. And here's the little promo, ESPN celebrating Women's History Month. And Megyn Kelly, based Megyn Kelly, was like, oh, heck no. But she didn't say heck. She said double hockey sticks, double toothpicks. Oh, heck no. I censored it. And I censored the C in the word crap. Sorry, kids. So here's the clip. Check it out.
In 2022, swimmer Leah Thomas became the first transgender athlete to win an NCAA Division I championship by winning the 500 freestyle. The Texas native competed for 3 seasons on the men's swim team at the University of Pennsylvania.
Whoa!
She began her transition after her sophomore season and after a gap year due to the pandemic that forced the Ivy League to cancel all sports. Thomas made her debut as a member of the women's team in December 2021.
That's so weird.
Being trans is not a choice. I didn't have any other choice because
I should have censored more.
Not transitioning was not leading me anywhere.
She competed amidst criticism from the swimming community, competitors, and teammates. She said she hopes her persistence serves a larger purpose.
People will say, oh, she just transitioned, so she would have an advantage, so she could win. I transitioned to be happy.
To be happy. What a mess. Terrible. Sorry, there was one section where I should have censored a little bit more. Are you impressed with my iMovie editing skills? Mediocre male athlete transitions into world-class, quote-unquote, female athlete, says spoiler alert. Yeah, I covered the face because to me it doesn't look right. You know, it's out of respect for you guys too, and me and myself. Her and she, they're using these words. And it's all emotional. The guy said, I didn't choose to be transgender. And then he said that I became that way to be happy or something like that. Or transitioned, quote unquote, to be happy. So this person, I want to say guy, this guy can be guy or girl, okay? It's such a joke. What a mess. Do people get strikes for so-called misgendering and stuff like that? I don't know. Maybe someday. She, him is a flat earther. He trained 3 years in college swimming as a man, and then all of a sudden he's allowed to just swim as a woman, swim as a so-called woman. That's funny. That's funny. Maybe he's possessed. Maybe, Amber. Think about it. All are possessed. Some perhaps more obviously than others. Some issues more apparent than others. And embraced by the ladies. And the ladies, you lovely ladies, are more accepting and embracing of this mess. Probably most of the ladies who watch Hake are not accepting. There's probably more males who are more accepting of this mess, such as Jalen 8. He's one male whom I assume would support this mess. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jalen 8. By the way, ESPN doesn't cherish you ladies. That's the moral of the story. But you know who does? JLP and Hake. I don't know if JLP cherishes you, but he loves women. I'm producer for Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. And you'll notice that ladies have been dominating, not dominating, but just like this month, they've been adding a lot to the church services, the meetings, the fellowship time. So good, huh? Shout out to the ladies. Have you guys noticed that? Anybody watch church also watch Hake? The gays are very accepting, not of good or truth. Yeah, it's nice, cool. They're really searching it, taking it seriously, checking themselves. Isn't that cool? I like that. They all sound cute too, Hake, says Lord Bibi 42. I disavow. Mildly attractive voices, right? Nice. So shout out to the ladies. The church, come to church, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be shy. Come to church. Come to women's forums if you're a lady, real lady. Come, or even a young lady. Or come to men's forums if you're a male or a man. They all sound husky, says Frank Lance Bing Bong. Anyway. So, yes, ESPN is a joke. They're giving false love to the transgenders. If I love anybody, I love the transgenders. Right? We should love the transgenders. That's not what they are. It's not really what they are. But anyway. Definitely more ribs paying attention to themselves, says Big Bump. Ribs is slang for a woman. It's biblical slang. Okay, let me get to HAMZA out of Utica, which sounds like an African country, but it's really New York. I don't know if it sounds like an African country. It sounds like it's Middle Eastern or Eastern European or something. What's up, HAMZA? How you doing?
How you doing, Hake? How's it been?
Going well, thank you. How about you?
Good.
Right
Still
on.
alive.
Nice.
So, let me ask you something. What's your view on the opioid epidemic? I just want to know.
I think that the whites are getting more pathetic. They're the ones who are disproportionately suffering overdoses. And I've heard that blacks and Hispanics are the ones selling it to them on the streets anyway. But there's also these pharmaceutical companies and doctors who are prescribing this mess too. And the country's a mess, a wreck. And now we have a female soft oriented towards the drug problem culture to where we baby them and give them
cool
stuff like that. Rather than throw them in jail and make them detox and make them slave labor. I think that would be the solution.
There's a lot there. There's a lot of answers there.
Yeah.
I would like to focus in more on these doctors and pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
You're 40, right? I'm 40.
Yeah.
So we've noticed, our generation, I think you should have noticed how these pills became like a street drug out there.
I mean, I don't go on the streets. I avoid the streets, but I've heard. Yeah.
You've heard things. Did you grow up on a farm, right?
No.
You grew up on like a farm or something?
No, I grew up in the suburbs. I'm a city boy.
Yeah, but even in the suburbs, you noticed the pills were flying around.
No, I didn't notice that in the suburbs. Not my suburbs.
Not your suburbs?
They may have been, but I wasn't aware of it. I was quite sheltered.
All right, so now you're 40.
I have no first-hand. Oh yeah, okay. So I do know one gal who was about my age who did die. She overdosed on something, and I think it was probably that.
Was it your friend?
You could say she was a friend, an acquaintance for sure.
Was she white?
Yeah. Yep. Had a history all the way back to the Mayflower, I think.
There you go. Yeah, cool. All right. Who prescribed her those pills?
That I do not know. I don't know the details. I didn't even know that she was taking anything.
It could have been a black doctor? Like, you think it was a black doctor?
No, I don't know. It could be. Who knows?
There was a lot of white doctors. A lot of doctors in general. A whole class of them.
What are you getting at?
Anyway,
go ahead.
What I'm getting at, do you ever blame money or capitalism for any of these problems that we're facing right now? Because you care so much about white people?
No, I don't.
So do you care about white people? I mean, like, do you really care about your own?
Yeah, I do a little bit. Yeah.
So are you an advocate for white people, or, I mean, like?
Yeah.
'Cause
I definitely advocate for the whites. Yes.
Yeah, but they're the ones getting tore up mostly from these pills that are being given by other whites.
I don't know if it's other whites. Maybe some whites are doing that, doing wrong. I'm sure there are some whites doing wrong.
So you're pretty sure that some whites are doing wrong.
I think doctors have some disproportionate other people, not normal whites, in their ranks. But that's irrelevant. Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
You understand what I'm saying?
No.
No, you don't?
I get that you're trying to blame capitalism somehow for this.
Well, doctors in general conspired deeply and hurt our generation.
They conspired.
Very bad. Yeah.
So
these pills are not. These pills are very dangerous.
The doctors.
They should have never been prescribed.
I agree with you that they shouldn't have been prescribed for the most case.
They should have never been made.
Never been made. But you said
conspire. They're a disaster.
Conspire is the wrong word, buddy.
And what happened?
Doctors? You're trying to blame doctors? They secretly and illegally made a plan to kill the whites off?
And what's happening, man? What's the result of all this?
No.
They're prescribing. They're over-prescribing.
Is that what you're saying? They secretly and illegally made a plan? You said conspired.
I conspired to make money. And when you make money, I think people got burned on the way.
But making money is not illegal. Conspired?
Yeah, but when you make a pill so powerful, maybe
I should let you slide on this conspired word, because that's not it's not the right word for it, man.
Dude, they made a pill so powerful, man, it overrides.
Doctors didn't make that. You could say the pharmaceutical companies. There may have been some conspiracy among the pharmaceutical companies.
Wait, chill. No, wait. Stop it there.
Okay.
Are those people white? Are those people black?
I have no idea. They're various. Black people? They're various.
Are they black people?
Maybe. Why do
you
ask?
You think the pharmaceutical companies, the people that made these pills, are African Americans?
No, you said conspired, buddy. You're trying to bring in the race thing to make some odd point that I don't even know. And you can make that point in a second. But first, let me clear up. First, HAMZA.
All right, go ahead.
You said conspired. Conspired is not the right word for it.
Really?
Yeah. Unless you actually know that they did conspire. Conspire means illegal, secretive stuff. Did they secretly and illegally, knowingly do this stuff?
Wow.
Answer my question. Answer my question.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, so now what's your point about the whites, the blacks, the whoever else you mentioned?
Nothing, man. It's just
Oh, you don't have a point?
No, I do have a point. Protecting one group of white people who are tearing up your brothers, your sisters, the people you grew up with, because they're rich and they have money.
In what way am I protecting?
Is not being an advocate for white people.
Who's protecting them? Who's protecting the pharmaceutical companies?
You are. It sounds like you.
It sounds like I am?
Yeah.
I'm on the Hake report. How am I protecting the pharmaceutical companies? Because I don't condemn capitalism.
You don't blame them. You don't blame them for any of what they've done to our people, and you just sort of just talk about transgenderism and
what good would
talk about gay stuff. Talk about a lot of gay stuff.
What good would blame do for them? If I were to blame them, what good would that do?
They have names, they have addresses, they have ways of.
I'm not Antifa, buddy. I don't dox people.
Dude, the Sackler family had
Sacklers.
Mr. Sackler
I've heard of them.
The Sacklers. Yeah, I think he had 3 kids. And he must have murdered up to 1 million of our kids just to make his kids rich.
That sounds like propaganda. That sounds like propaganda.
He created Oxycontin. He created Oxycontin.
Good for him. A lot of people like that. A lot of people like that.
Oof.
Oof. Oof.
You're out to get the white man. I don't know, man. You're out to get us.
Do you love the white people?
Wow. I do. I really do.
No, you don't.
I'm white.
No, you don't.
I'm white.
Do you love Sackler?
No, I don't love him.
Why not? Then you don't love the white people.
He killed a lot of our people.
No, they killed themselves by overdosing. Some of them didn't know. Some of them didn't know what was in it or what they were taking.
No, they didn't know. They didn't know.
So it's like blaming the gun manufacturer for all this, for the murders going on. That's dumb.
Dude, nobody knew
You're
they put
talking
heroin
like a
in the
liberal.
pill.
You're talking like a liberal.
Dude, no one.
Are you a liberal?
They never told us they put heroin in the pill.
Are you a liberal?
No, I'm conservative, man.
No,
This
you're
happens to
not.
conservative whites, man.
No, you're lying to me
It's
now.
happening everywhere, man. To them, it's all the Midwest.
Do you support the gay stuff?
Listen, man, I don't care about the gay stuff. I care about my own. What do you care about?
No, do you support the gay stuff?
What do you care about?
Answer my question. I asked you if you support it.
I'm asking you, man.
I asked you first. I'm the
about?
host. I'm the host. You answer my question.
I don't care about them at all.
Do you support them, though?
I don't care.
You were about to say
can't make
no?
me care
Were you about to say
something.
no, you don't support them?
You can't make me care. You can't
If you
make me
don't
care about something I don't care about.
If you don't care, then that's a no. You don't support them. Is that correct? You don't support them? No?
You're forcing me to care about something that I don't
didn't
care
say
about.
you
It's
have
only
to
3%
care.
of the population.
I didn't say you have to
It's only
care.
3% of the
I asked-
population.
Buddy, HAMZA.
They're only 3% of the
HAMZA.
population.
HAMZA. I asked, do you support them? I didn't try to make you
And
care.
I gave you an answer. I don't care about them.
That's not an answer.
And you can't make me care about
That's
them.
not an answer.
And that is an answer.
No,
yes,
it's
it
not.
is. Because they're only 3% of the population.
Do you support that mess?
Get it together, man. Get
Do you
it together.
support the mess?
Oh, man. We are, I think you're auditioning.
Is that a
to be
no?
the next
You don't
Bill
support
O'Reilly.
them? Is it a no? You don't support them?
I think you understand what I'm saying. but
No,
you
I do
refuse
not
to-
understand because
refuse to- yeah, you do.
you don't want to admit that you don't support them.
You're trying to force me into caring about a people that I don't even, that I've never even met.
I didn't ask you about
I never
caring.
even met.
So is it no?
You're
You don't
asking me
support
to
them?
say something about people that I never even met.
All right, adios, HAMZA.
Yeah, adios to you.
All right. What a mess. Terrible. And I do oppose the drug dealers, but I also blame the addicts, the users, abusers. JC in Little Rock, Arkansas, on the line. JC, what's up?
What's up, Damien? Hake. Damien from The Omen, James Hake, same different. What's up?
I don't know what you just said.
Can you hear me? I always have phone issues.
Damien?
Yeah, from The Omen. He was the little demon child.
Oh, I never watched that. I only watch good movies like Rocky.
I got to see Rocky. I've actually never seen it. But you know what? I do listen to a lot of music and stuff. I think I'm going to listen to Run the World by Beyonce. I think I'm going to listen to some Spice Girls. I might even listen to some Kim Petras today.
Well, how about you get to your question?
Okay, so you wanted me to talk about how beautiful transgender people are and how they should just have the right to live their life.
Is that what you wanted to say?
Is that what you said?
That's what you wanted to say?
By the way, do you know?
So do you think HAMZA supports you or does not support you?
I don't. Here's the thing about HAMZA. HAMZA just made you really mad, so that made him have extra points in my book.
He made me mad?
Support.
I think he was just mad.
Oh, yeah, he was very mad. I don't know what you did to him because he was killing Khan today. I was very bored by it.
Did you think that he supports you? Do you think he supports you or doesn't support you?
He supports me like you support me.
He doesn't support you like I support you.
Oh, please. Wasn't he saying... it sounded like he was
Is
trying
that a
to
yes,
force
he
him
supports
to
you, or is that a no, he supports you? He does not support you.
No.
He does not?
He can live his life, though. Got nothing but love over here. That's what
No,
that's
you
Christians
don't.
do.
You don't have
everyone.
love. What in the world?
I love you, James. I love you,
No, you
bro.
don't.
I was praying for you this weekend. I watched
I
that
should hang up
stream,
right
and I
now.
was like, oh, my...
I should hang up right
worried.
now. I should hang up right
What?
now. So
Why?
Because that's mess. You get to your point. You were talking about the transgenders in the sports.
Well, yeah, I was like, oh, God, now that I'm being stubborn.
You support that William
Yes,
guy?
What about William?
You support that guy in swimming thing? And getting a Women's History Month feature for him.
Oh, yeah. I don't support that. I think maybe had they had success before they pre-transitioned, maybe it would have made a difference. I support their transition. I don't support the sports thing.
Oh, okay. You said. I think you were saying that had he transitioned earlier in so-called transition earlier as like a little kid.
No, I'm saying he was on the sports team as a man before he became a woman, right?
Right, for 3 years.
Right.
For 3 years in college. Huh?
Follow your dream. I don't necessarily have to support it. I can love from afar on that again.
Yeah, what a mess. Terrible.
I still support
How about
our decision.
Do you cherish women?
Oh, of course.
For Women's History Month?
Did you hear the artist? Do you cherish women, James?
Yeah, if I cherish anyone, I cherish women.
Oh, please.
What do you mean,
Do you know who Kim Petras is?
Who?
Kim Petras.
Kim Patrick?
She's a trans singer. She's on the song Unholy with Will Smith.
Kids, sorry.
History for women.
I'm sorry, kids. I'm sorry, parents. I didn't know you were going to push this propaganda on my show.
Anyways, love more women. Listen to some women today.
Do you like Mary Rice Hopkins?
I'm praying for you.
Do you like the Mary Rice Hopkins music?
Yeah, the chicken lip song is not racist, even though your friend Art said it was. It's not.
Right.
That's like the only thing that saved you from me last week from calling in.
Okay. Right on. Thank you, JC.
All right. I'm gone because I'm bored.
Okay. Take care. Okay. Real quick before I get back to calls. I will get right back to calls. In fact, let me get right back to calls. John in Kentucky. Kentucky, John, on the line. Thank you for calling and holding, man. How you doing, John?
I'm doing excellent.
Nice.
Man, why would you make a statement saying that black people and Mexican people sell opioids to white people?
Because they're the main drug dealers.
Man, that is just dumb.
I know there's some whites who sell drugs. What's that?
Y'all sell that.
You're cutting out, man.
I said y'all sell that stuff to each other. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Possibly. I don't sell anything to anybody. Say again?
Said black people don't sell opioids.
You sure?
They just don't. They just don't.
Do they sell pot that may be laced with opioids?
Yeah. No, no.
Do they sell...
Y'all killing each other, man. It's the same thing. Y'all killing each other, man. Self-destruction.
You may be right. Don't include me in that. You say the whites.
Yeah.
The whites. It's not me, hopefully.
And then also, can you imagine a world without women? Like, that would be a life that, nobody wants to live like that. You got to have women in your life.
It's not even.
I don't see how.
It's not even possible. What prompts you to try to imagine a life without women?
Because you dog women all the time, and y'all seem to not even want women in y'all's life, man. Like, I can't imagine
That's
it.
just your imagination. Did you hear me shout out the ladies from church?
I mean, I don't know what kind of women those are, though. Can you hear me, though?
I can. I can hear you quite well. You've caught church with JLP before, right?
Man, all the time.
Nice.
And I listen for the stupidity of it. It's entertaining.
Did you hear the wise young ladies? Did you
I
hear the wise women?
I hear the brainwashed women that have submitted to Jesse's teachings.
There you go, dogging women out. Why are you dogging women out? I can't imagine that you even love women.
I'm telling the truth about them women y'all got in y'all's organization, man. That's just stupidity. And then the last
I don't
caller,
know. Some of them may be wiser than you, John. Honestly.
I mean, if they're repeating Jesse's talking points, and they ain't that wise. So I disagree with you there.
Okay.
And then that last caller, he's pretty scary, ain't he, man?
Scary in terms of being like effeminate.
Yeah, like that's the new up and coming lifestyle that's being pushed, and
right.
It's kind of dangerous for our kids, man.
It's not right. It's not right to push that as fine and good. You treat people. I was raised to treat people right, and I didn't need all this extra stuff. Oh, these people exist, and that's okay. Type stupid propaganda. To know
Don't
how
you
to
love
treat.
that guy though?
If I love anybody, I love him.
You love the transgenders?
Yeah, if I love anybody, I love the transgenders. Don't you? You're a man of God, right? Aren't you supposed to love everybody?
Oh man, that's hilarious, man.
Do you love the transgender? Do you love the transgender Israelites?
No, man. Ain't no such thing, man.
There's no Black Hebrew Israelites who are transgenders.
Somebody needs to clip that. Hey, I gotta go, man. I didn't know you like that, man, but I gotta go.
Whatever. He's trying to imply something that's not true. Quickly, some super chats before I get back to calls. Hang tight, callers. Love sodas is not like juice. Excuse me. On Streamlabs, says, see Kyle show controlled restraint. See Kyle not hurt innocents. See Kyle run. See Kyle use a gun. See Kyle just for fun. Nice. Thank you, Dr. Seuss, who was probably not a Christian. Nice. Thank you, Love Soda Does Not Like Juice. Let me double check on the Buy Me a Coffee and Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/The Hake Report. Nice. Let me check over there. Jean-Paul told me that one thing. Canadian David says, Leah Thomas, I prefer William to Leah because it's William. It's William. More like liar, Thomas, says Canadian David. Am I going to get a strike for dead naming? I hope I don't. That would stink because it's not worth it. But I dead name out of respect. Anyway. Dead name is when you say the name that their loving parents gave them. His loving parents gave him. Or maybe proven not that loving, right? Because how can loving parents produce a child that messed up? Nobody loves anybody, as JLP sometimes says. Terrible. But thank you, more like liar, Thomas, says Canadian David. I know. And liars promote this guy for Women's History Month. Terrible. Thanks for the support, man. I think Canadian David is a flat earther, and I'm a ball-tard, and we get along. So you do the math. You know what? I'll get to that bad sportsmanship. I'll have the clip for you tomorrow, maybe. How about that? I want to talk about that. Black ladies don't like mama forcing good sportsmanship, doing the high fives. William in California mentioned it on Friday, and Big Bump sent me a TMZ article. Memphis women's basketball player charged with assault over a handshake line. You know, when they're supposed to shake their hands, I guess, or high five, and say, good job, good job. Basketball teams, right? Or baseball teams or whatever. They walk in a line. One team lines up this way, the other team lines up the other way, and they cross each other and high five or shake hands. Well, this woman punched her. And I'm not laughing at violence. I disavow violence, but that's mama stuff. Do you ever see pro sports teams doing that good sportsmanship stuff, right? But pro sports is bad and evil too. Terrible. That basketball incident was gross, says White P. Yeah. Yes. You know, all the flat earthers love me. I wasn't suggesting that flat earthers don't love me. Okay, there's maybe a couple who don't love me. If flat earthers love anyone, they love Hake. Frederick in Los Angeles, California, on the line. Frederick, thanks for calling, man. What is up?
How's it going, Hank? How's it going?
Going well.
Hey, I love the state that we in right now. I mean, you got it right. You know what I'm saying? We got to put accountability on everybody. You know what I mean?
Right. Not just the Sackler family. The Sackler family is not murderers. Maybe they did some stuff that was wrong. Probably so. But you have to blame the user as well as the...
Exactly.
You have to hold people responsible and not baby them and pretend like they're victims.
Also.
Victims need to be blamed. They need to be victim blamed in order to not do it again or let other people have a lesson.
What do you think about putting their head in a block on public display? Like, humility.
Public humiliation? Of who?
Yeah, like junkie right underneath them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, maybe.
Hey, just for a little while.
Like
just
public caning? We used to have public
caning. No violence. No, I disavow. Stop.
You disavow caning?
And we love the transgenders. When we're a minority, we take all we can get. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build my nation, and it's about balance and order. And there's a place, and it's like, quit panicking. They'll all form together. It's just God's plan right now. And then you got the scared people scared of this one, and you got if you don't like the situation, fix it. You see more black doctors. You see healthcare going in certain ways. LeBron got his own doctor. He might play for another 20 years. His son.
You think so?
Who knows? Yes.
In the NBA?
It's all about what doctor you choose and what doctor you want. People go to the doctor that's going to prescribe them the drug. And if that's what they want, I think they're regulated better than them going out there getting heroin that has opioids in it from the black guys that you don't like. But it's about how to shop for your doctor.
I have a doctor friend.
They don't want Obamacare. Huh?
I have a doctor friend who cheated off me in high school. And this doctor friend, he or she, said they want the pills. Because I'm like, they're overprescribing pain medication and all kinds of medication.
Want them.
And he said they want them. And I don't know if that's just propaganda that he's been told that he's repeating or if he's seen that.
No, he's seen that. And Obamacare won't let them pass it out, but private doctors will.
Say again? Obamacare won't what?
They won't let them dish out the pain medicine that they need. That's why they want to keep their private doctors and their health care. Like Republicans are the party for pharma. They no, Obamacare is going to be showing too many deaths and we can't get the medicine, and it's going to show transparency of who's taking what drugs and why.
I don't think that's totally accurate, man. I think Obamacare was a big windfall for the insurance companies and pharmaceuticals, but it also is going to kill some insurance companies because you're not allowed to reject based on pre-existing conditions. And if you do that to certain people, you're going to go out of business because it's going to be a never-ending cost for some people. Because
people want to go where they pay for their insurance and can tell the doctor what they want.
But my disagreement with HAMZA about the capitalism is because capitalism is a tool. It can be used for good or evil. We have commie capitalism right now, and that's what those pharmaceutical companies are. The commie capitalists. They're in bed with the government. And you have these like Nike, the NFL, ESPN, Disney, all these commie all these hold on, man. Okay. All these commie capitalists pushing evil. They're in bed with the government, and they're against the people. They're against the Christians. It's not very Christian.
It's not very Christian. I agree with you. Yes, they're going to use it. Shame on them. If we're going to profit, let's profit, and the hell they'll fall to the wayside.
You know what? And you know what? I think Disney owns ESPN, which is promoting that transgender madness. ESPN pushes the fake racism stuff, and so does Disney themselves. Evil.
I don't see anybody getting addicted to transgender medicine.
That's it. Yeah, yes, they are. Are you kidding me? You don't see anybody addicted to transgender medicine? They're pushing it like crazy. You sound like HAMZA trying to downplay one societal ill. Hold on, man. You sound like HAMZA trying to downplay one societal ill for another. They're both evil.
I was thinking overdose death. I'm sorry.
Yeah, overdose deaths dwarf transgender suicides, I'm sure. But that's irrelevant. They're both evil. And this transgender madness is evil. And so is the drug mess.
I agree.
Yeah.
But who's causing the evil? We can't identify them, right?
Satan inside of everybody. I mean, you don't want to admit. I mean, you're the one who would call them the KPs, the Jewish people.
True, but they can't just be like, it's just them. They have to have a frontline
Is
army.
Sackler a normal white, or is he? Anyway, I don't know. It's irrelevant.
You know, there's like war in Syria right now.
Huh?
Have you heard about that? Yeah, they bombing American bases in Syria.
Oh, I think I might have heard something to that effect. Anyway, man, I gotta go. I just realized it's late. Take care, Frederick.
Have a great day.
You too. Adios. Guys, this has been the Hake Report. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. You can go to thehakereport.com for JLP. You can go to jlptalk.com, which is jesseleepeterson.com/show. He's still censored for another week and a half or so. Oh, you're going to like this song. Maybe. Little Miracle by Mary Rice Hopkins. Adios, America. Bye.
I'm a little miracle put together well. Designed by my father with a price too high to sell. I'm different from my brother, yet unique as I could be. You know that I'm special 'cause there's only one of me. Miracle, I'm a miracle. I think that you're